Hey guys, and welcome to Real MTG Drafts. It's nice to see you all again. Well, I'm not actually seeing you, but it's nice to be here with you all again. Tonight we're going to be doing a ranked draft, Ravnica Allegiance, and as always, let's just get straight into it and crack on with the picks. How is everybody today? I'm quite looking forward to getting into this. The last one went quite well. And we're starting off with Dovin Grand Arbiter. Let's just change that view. I think we're going to have to pack one, pick one this, and maybe try and build the blue-white Azorius deck this time. It's not my favourite deck. It's also not the easiest deck to build, but looking at what's in the pack, I think we'll probably will. But let's just have a quick look through. We've got a Resolute Watchdog. Don't particularly rate, not really seen too much play out of it, but Escaping Spy, Enraged Ceratok, Concordia Pegasus, nice mention for a white. Passion Orator, Persistent Petitioners, not really playable unless you're planning to pick all of it. Dead Rebels isn't too bad if you're playing a green-black graveyard deck. Imperious Oligarch's good in a white-black deck. And we've got a Savage Smash there. Imperious Oligarch certainly isn't a pick one, pack one, pick one. Gold card for one. I think we'll pick the Dovin Grand Arbiter and move on to see what we get in the next pick. Try not to stick to that white blue too much. Try to let the draft sort of tell me where I want to go. Forbidden Spirit's an interesting card. It will save you for a turn. There's a Gates Ablaze. We did see an open the gates in the last pack as well. That might suggest that Gates is open currently. We haven't seen any of the big payoffs though, apart from Gates Ablaze. I think we might pick that Gates Ablaze just in case that Gates becomes the deck that we go for. It's certainly not going to go amiss if we end up down that route, although it is hard to build the Gates deck in Limited. Scorchmark I'm not too big on. Gorklam Wrecker's good in a red deck. Knight of Sorrows again, I'm not too big on that either. Spire Mangler's okay. Arrestor's Admonition, I'm not sure how I feel about Arrestor's Admonition. It can give you some tempo. I'm not sure whether it's our pick here. This is quite a hard pick I'm finding right now. I'm not sure where really to go with it. I think we'll take the Gates Ablaze just because, as I said, it's only pick 2 and it's a very good card. We'll stick it in the sideboard and maybe we see some of the Gates payoffs. But right now, I think we definitely want to just lean back towards the white-blue. Senate Griffin's definitely, I do like Senate Griffin. Impassioned Orator is another good card. And Exposed Daylight, probably not so much in Limited. Scrabbling Claws, I'm not big on. Sylvana Wayfinder, I would maybe play in a green deck. And we've got a Simic Locket and Simic Guildgate. Another Savage Smash, so green-red possibly there. Get the Point is also available. I am finding this one again. I've said last time when I was doing a Ravnica Allegiance draft, I do find Ravnica Allegiance a really hard set to draft. There's a lot going on. I beg your pardon for the cough. And I do find it hard to pick. For me, right now, I think it's between probably Impassioned Orator or Senate Griffin. And Senate Griffin's white or blue. It's not really a gold card, so I think that's probably our pick here. And it keeps us flexible. We stay just blue really there. Here, Wall of Lost Forts I'm not too big on either. I do see a Senate Guild Mage though, currently we are looking quite white-blue. So this would be the deck to pick that in. Does give us the ability to loot a hand. And Noxious Grudian and a First in Shade if you're in black. Not too good. Mammoth Spider. Carrying it maybe. That's choosing. I'm not seeing anything that says we shouldn't pick the Guild Mage apart from maybe the Quench. Although Quench isn't going to help us too much in the late game there. And the Guild Mage most likely won't rotate, so we'll take it. And yeah, I'm quite happy with that. There is an Ill-Gotten Inheritance there if you're in black, and I'm not too big on Prowling Caracal, but it's an alright later on pick. Arrest is ill also, but I think I will play one Forbidden Spirit. I've not really tried the card too much, so let's give that one a go. And a Windstorm Drake there's most definitely paying us off for staying in blue. Sorrowform Hybrid if you're in green there, pick 6. And then open the gates as well. Suggesting the green might be a little bit open if the Sorrowform Hybrids rolled around especially. We could lean towards green-blue at that potentially. Interesting. We've seen quite a bit of Simic fixing going around as well. Considering how much Simic fixing we've seen, I'm tempted to pick up the Sorrowform Hybrid, but the Windstorm Drake is probably the pick here. Goblin Gathering if you're in red is not too bad, but not great, so we'll take the Windstorm Drake, pass up that Sorrowform Hybrid. It's a little bit gutting, but I'm confident that probably will pay off hopefully. Final payment, definitely if you've gone white-black here. We are looking at white-blue at the moment. So it's between the Impassioned Orator and the Essence Capture. Essence Capture is good. It's probably our only form of removal would be to hold up something like an Essence Capture here. We could potentially splash black for that final payment though. And that would be something I think is probably the best card in the pack. So I'm possibly pick this and try and play an Esper deck here. We'll go with that. And we might have to pick up a little bit. We're gonna have to pick up a little bit of fixing for that, I think. Here I'm seeing Bankrupting Blood as an okay card. Civic Stalwart. I'm not so big on that. It's expensive. It doesn't really do much. Senate Courier 1/4 can gain Vigilance, Storm Strike, and we've got an Orzhov Locket there, which would give us that fixing that we were asking for. And Orzhov Locket over the Senate Courier, I'm probably going to say yes, but I don't like playing the Lockets. They're not very good. I don't like taking turn 3 off, and turn 3 for us right now will be Dove in. So I'm not particularly interested in taking turn 3 off there. So it's probably between the Caracal and the Senate Courier, and I don't particularly think Caracal is a great card, so we will go Senate Courier here. And is that going to pay? There's another Open the Gates there. Another Persistent Petitions as well, so we could have played like 5 Persistent Petitions already. Maybe making a good Persistent Petitions deck there that could win a couple of games. Gift of Strength is not too bad if you're in green. And Dead Rebels, again, if you're in black, I'm thinking of only really splashing it for the final payment here. And there's an Impassioned Orator, so I think we'll take the Orator and leave it at that. I think that's a clear pick for us. Here, looking through, there's a Rakdos Trumpeter, there's Gorklan Rack. I haven't seen any other big Rakdos payoffs yet, so there's a Consign to the Pit. I'm not really too big on that, and do we really want a second Forbidden Spirit though? That's probably the question there. Versus having that Consign to the Pit and pick up that Black Splash. Night of Sorrow is also possibly a bit better than Forbidden Spirit here. Tough choice there, but I would say it's between Forbidden Spirit and Consign to the Pit. If you're in green right now, it's Titanic Brawl. And if I was playing Rakdos, I'd maybe look at the Trumpeter depending on what I've got, but it would probably go to the Gorklan Wrecker there. He's at least a 3/3 for 4 mana with Menace, so my pick's a bit harder, I think. I think we play Consign to the Pit. They're not big cards to do the 2, so I'm quite happy to let them go. Here there's not actually anything for us. So we could take a Scrabbling Claws to potentially draw some cards, or we could take an Exposed to Daylight. I think we'll take an Exposed to Daylight, just in case we come across something like that. Again, I don't particularly like Wall of Lost Forts either. So maybe we pick up a Carrion in there, but we'll take the Wall of Lost Forts because it's rarity, but I don't think we're playing that. And Arrest Azir I will play there for that. Here, I'll pick the Dead Rebels, and I don't really want to be splashing this much black at the moment, but that's looks like where that's going. Now we see Zigana. She's another big green, she's a good Simic payoff. We've got a little bit of blue. We would lose out on Dovin, but I think Zigana's more powerful than Dovin. There's also a Consecrate Consume, Blood Mist Infiltrator. These are all mentionable cards for black. And I see a Skitteriel for blue. And 10th District Veteran is actually a reasonably good card for us in this deck, I think. It's a tough pass up over that Zigana. I don't see anything apart from that I'd really want right now, so we will pick the Zigana. Pop her in the sideboard for a second. Right now though, we've got the Absorb, so there's our reason to actually stay white-blue. And there's a couple of other cards here, Fort Collapse and Senate Griffin. Fort Collapse not so much, but Senate Griffin definitely. And Just Cause Portal is not too bad if we've got some Enter the Battlefield triggers, such as the Impassioned Orator on the field, but or maybe a Senate Griffin to do it with. It will be the Absorb here though. Gateway Sneak not so much, but I think Sage's Rose Savant will be the pick there. Fairy Duelist I'm not so big on actually, and I do prefer a little bit more Scry. A 2-1's not so good. If you're in red right now, it's quite a good pack, and there's an Azorius Guildgate there. Should provide us a little bit of fixing. I don't want a second Exposed to Daylight. Didn't particularly want the first one, but I think the Sage's Rose Savant might be the pick for us here. There's a Collision Colossus there if you're in green red. I think it's probably between the Fairy Duelist and Sage's Rose Savant, and the Fairy Duelist has flying and it is flash, so it is the better pick, so we will take that. And we've found the Sphinx and New Prov, which is probably our pick here, but the Smothering Tithe is much better, so I think we'll... Oh, that is a tough pick. An Azorius Grand Knight Arbiter as well is... There's a Grasping Thrall here if you're in black-white. This is a very good pack. I don't know what to pick now. There's also a Quench, although I don't think we're playing the counter version of this deck too much, apart from Absorb. Quench might back that up a little bit. I'm thinking Smothering Tithe here. It's too good to pass up, and hope that one of these two wheels maybe. There's a Cerulean Caretaker if you're in green. It's not a very good pack if you're green, I don't think. It's a good pack for black-white, you just take that Grasping Thrall every time. But yeah, we'll take the Smothering Tithe. And there's a Cry of the Carnarium, which, looking at our creatures, At the moment, we won't benefit, but if we take some of the bigger payoffs, we could. Other cards, Syncopation, Incongruity, or got Inheritance. Oh, there's the Orzhov Guildgate though. But the Cry of the Carnarium is probably a bigger payoff for us actually playing that Esper setup. So we'll take the Cry of the Carnarium there. There's Basilica Bellhorn. If you're playing black-white, that's a very good card. There's a second Orzhov Guildgate and a Syndicate Messenger. Syndicate Messenger is a very good card for us. Prying Eyes isn't, and Shimmer Possibility I'm not so big on either. Carnival Carnage, I've not really seen much play out of that, so I can't make too much of an opinion. We've already got a Consign to the Pit, and we've got a Dead Revels, which we probably won't be playing. We'll splash quite hard for that Cry of the Carnarium, I think. Toss up between the Orzhov Guildgate and the Syndicate Messenger is my struggle here. I mean, if we're going to go that hard into playing Esper, we would just play Basilica Bellhorn and actually... no, that needs to be in an actual white-black deck. We really just need a Guildgate or two to help with Cry of the Carnarium. I think we'll take that Orzhov Guildgate here. Here I'm seeing Archway Angel, which is an okay payoff if you've got the Gates deck, but I still haven't seen a Colossus or a Gatebreaker Ram, so I'm not seeing the Gates deck as an option at the moment. Spear Spear if you're in red, Active Treason if you can play a few tricks in red, and there's a Rakdos Guildgate there as well. I think we're looking at Summary Judgment here though, give us a bit more removal. It's not the best, but it'll do. And here I see Ceruli Caretaker if I was in green. I'm not seeing a lot if I was in green. Black also is not looking overly strong. I think it's 10th District Veteran there. Here, Viscopa Vampire or 10th District Veteran. I think I'd rather have 10th District Veterans, they've got the toughness. Wilderness Reclamation's a good card, but maybe not in limited. And Consign to the Pit, we've already got one, we don't need more. Again, 10th District Veteran, quite an easy pick there. Just Cause Portal, probably the easier pick now. We've got a few pair extra effects here. We're going to have a bit of leftover mana. And we do have some enter the battlefield triggers. So we could look at playing... Yeah, we'll take Justice Seal's Portal over there. And unfortunately that's going to leave us with an Exposed to Daylight. We could play a Plague White. I'll tell you what, because I don't really want the Exposed to Daylight, so we'll take the Plague White and we'll stick it in the sideboard, but we'll go for that fixing. That's the second Grasping for all we've seen, and it's by far the best card in this pack, so we're picking that. And we'll take an Ilgar Inheritance, because it looks like a lot of the blacks rolling around to us. No, we'll take a Consign to the Pit late in pack 2 there. The face not very good, but okay, we're not going to be playing Glass of the Guild packs here. Although we do have plenty of multicolored creatures. So that's maybe a little bit tough, but we don't have tons of multicolored creatures actually, we only have 2. And there's a Mortify, which is a pretty good payoff for playing black-white. Orzhov Racketeers is not really that good, and I don't see anything that's going to help us splash the black. There's a Skewer the Critics if you're in red, there's another Justice Seal's Portal there. Senate Courier is nice, but I think Mortify is the pick here. Rally to Battle, I'm not so big on any card that gives more toughness than it does power, because often you don't find that you can kill whatever it is you were trying to power through, or at least survive. Galloping Lizrog if you've gone green, blue and adapt there. There's a Blade Juggler if you're actually in black. Considering there's no fixing, I think we'll probably take that Blade Juggler, because Bring to Trial is okay, but Power 4 or greater, not as common as you think it'd be, unless they've adapted, and if they've managed to adapt and stuff like that, you're usually on the back foot, so it's not necessarily the best thing. So we'll take the Blade Juggler here. And there's the Orzhov Guildgate, so we'll pick that up as well. We want to make sure we can definitely fix for all of this. Are we actually a black-white deck splashing blue though, is the question now. That's definitely a good point to point out to myself there, is are we really a black-white deck? No, we are a true Esper deck here. So fixing is priority. We have got one Guildgate, I would like two. The Orzhov Enforcer is a very good card though, and I think I want that in the deck. And there's an Azorius Guildgate, so two Guildgates, that will help us a bit with fixing. There's another final payment which I'd like, but we have got quite a bit of removal now, and some control. Cavalcade of Calamity if you're in red, I've seen it played, it's done quite well. Spirit of the Spires is okay if you go down the Flyers route a lot, but we do need the fixing, so just to see our Sport Sage's Roast Man, I don't see anything that we should pick over the fixing apart from maybe the final payment, and we do already have one, so I think the fixing. Here I see 10th District Veteran, Clear the Mind maybe, but not really going to help us or anyone else too much, so I think 10th District Veteran. Sphinx's Insight's a definite pick here for us, but I'll just have a quick look through. There is a really late amplifier there. Pick 6 on pack 3, that's super late. But we will be taking that Sphinx's Insight. There's also a Twilight Panther, which I do actually like as a good one drop, and a Hazard Officer, but we are in white blue now, so let's take that, draw a card. We've just seen another Twilight Panther, but that's definitely possibly going to get passed up here for the Hazard Officer, just because we don't have one. Although we are very short on the low end of this. As we get late on, we are looking a bit short on cheap creatures below 2 mana. So we'll go Twilight Panther. And I do think you should prioritise 2 drops always to some extent. Here I don't see much that we should pick. The Lockets, again, I'm not big on them, I don't want them. Homunculus might be a good top end creature for us, but we have got a Frul and a Blade Juggler with Senna Griffin. I feel like we're going to be able to play quite well in the top end there. Will a 2-5 be what we need? Rally to Battle, I don't think we need him. Fort Collapse, I don't think we need either. So it probably is Homunculus here, but mentions Burning Tree Vandal maybe if you're in red. But we'll take Homunculus. I'm quite happy to see that late Senate Courier. No splashing for us there, so we'll take the Senate Courier. Here, I suppose we take the extra Exposed to Daylight, and I don't see anything that we should pick over anything really, so we'll pick Grasp. Chuck in there, I don't think I've got enough of them. That is a really late final payment, and we'll pick that up. Fireblade Artist, so it looks like the Rakdos deck might have stayed open because there's not really much in the picks there. That's a rarity pick just there. And a Blade Brand, I don't particularly like, I'm carrying him. So we did end up white-black. No, I tried not to draft white-black this time. We'll get rid of a consign to the pit. I don't want to be using that many of them. We've got Blade Juggler. I'm not a big fan of it's not these. This is quite a hard a build, I think, to some extent. We'll take the Orator, but definitely, I'm not so sure we'll take the Fairy Duelist right now. All's Enforcer definitely, Senate Mage definitely for now, and the Justice Yards Portal, maybe not because we've got 2 final payments. We definitely want a few things on the field of Afterlife, so if we can keep some of our Afterlife, that would be good, but I don't think we actually got much. I don't think we were playing Carrion Imp. Humongous maybe the creature that comes out here. We've got a fair bit of flying, and I feel like these are reasonable 5 drops. We won't be playing Zagana, even though we picked her up. I'm quite happy with that balance for land it's showing me at the moment as well. I think we'll take out some 10th District veterans, they're not needed so much. Forbidden Spirits, and we'll drop off the Exposed to Daylights because I don't think we need to see them. Okay, that got pretty tight pretty quick. For Senate Courier to Forbidden Spirit. I don't think we need Consign to the Pit. What we got? Absorb, 2 final payments, Mortify, Summary Judgment, and an Arrest of Zeal to kill things with. No, I think we'll hold it in there just because I do like to have plenty of removal when it comes to things like that. And we are going to be trying to be a little controller here. It's tough not to just take that Arrest of Zeal out. I don't think it's going to help too much. So there's what we've taken out. Let me just have a quick look through what's in this pool. Apart from Humongous and maybe some of these two, the Arrest of Zeal, the Justice Yards Portal, I'm not sure what I would put back in. Let's see what the auto land shows us. I don't necessarily go with it, but we've got 4, 6 and 5. I would say we are hitting more double blues, but I'd class that as a double white. We'll play it like that. It's going to make sure we've got the swamps there, so okay, let's get on with it. That looks good. So we're playing an Esper deck. We ended up with a Dovin, so Esper it is. We've got a Grasping Through. We could have picked up another one earlier on if I'd have decided Esper a bit earlier properly. Initially it was just a splash for a Cry at the Carnarium. And yeah, I hope you all enjoy. Again, I'm the author. This is Real MTG Drafts. We appreciate the follow. If you enjoy watching, it always makes us feel appreciated and makes it worth streaming to you guys. And let's get on with it. Unfortunately, we'll be mulliganing our first hand because of 2 islands. That's just not playable. That is going to have to be playable, and I think we'll get rid of the Absorb because I don't think that we'll be able to play it as easily as we'll be able to get some of this off. Yeah, we'll play like that, I don't mind that. Terramander turn 1 though, that's good, so we're definitely playing blue-green if you play Terramander. I will play Blade Brand. Let's draw some cards. That's slightly unfortunate, but we'll get a Courier out next turn so we can block his flyers. Mongulus, yeah. This is playing pretty typical of a of this kind of deck. So, with a green-blue adapt deck, sorry. So I'm a bit lost in my thoughts. We'll play down the Senate Courier. I'm presuming he's got a way to buff it, so... Oh, he's going to adapt. That was his plan there. We won't block, and we'll let him get out the Steeper Creeper instead. There's our Windstorm Drake. I think we play our Senate Griffin though. And scry for some land. No, we'll keep Blade Juggler on top. I do like Blade Juggler. And we'll hold up the blockers here. Again, he's planning to adapt that and make it free, so we will block it. And here, can I afford to block? Yeah, we'll do it that way. I don't mind sacking off here to him. We've got Windstorm Drake in hand. Okay, so he's managed to survive the Steeper Creeper at least. We'll go with Smothering Tithe here. If he's got a counter, I think it's pretty much game. It's probably game. But right now, we do have the ability to just keep blocking here. And this is going to create some treasures, give us a little bit of land so that we can. The reason I'm doing that is because I'm not going to block the Steeper Creeper because he'll kill my Senate Courier. We'll take the 5 instead. We do have the ability to gain a little bit of life. Sphinx is inside there. The thing is, we could go Blade Juggler. We've had to go Sphinx is inside. And we'll gain the 2 life, we'll get the land in our hand, which is probably the more important thing. And no attack. So we at least pulled ourselves back up to 13 life, and Smothering Tithe will keep kicking in, he's going to keep having to pay for it. It's at least limiting his land a little bit. Simic Ascendancy is not going to help him too much here. I don't think he's not winning the game off Simic Ascendancy, I don't think. He can put +1/+1 counters on his creatures now though. But not if he wants to adapt them. So we'll take the 6 and block a creature again. That was to be expected. So actually it was 7. I'm going to attack here. We're going to spectacle in the Blade Juggler. What's his biggest creature right now? That's potentially 3 damage in the air, 5 damage in the air, 6 damage in the air at the moment. I'm just trying to work out here whether we can we're gonna have to play it like that because I think it sort of depends on what he does as he attacks, and we can sack off the Senate Courier. He finally gave us the treasure token. It's probably a little late. let's pass the blockers. We'll block there. Pass the damage. Before damage is dealt, we will play final payment. Actually, in response to him. Got a mistake there. Sorry. Target a creature. One is just adapted. And sacrifice Seneca Warrior there, and that's kept us alive for one more turn. And I think that's probably killed us still. It has. Never mind, game one down. I feel like we just need to tweak our deck slightly there. They didn't play quite how I expected to. And I wasn't massively happy with Bladebrand, for example. Not when I could have something like Plague White. So, in fact, actually that is the replacement there, it's Plague White. So, that's not bad. And final payment helped a little bit. Forbidden Spirit, I really don't think that's going to help us too much, and I think maybe holding the Dead Rebels in our pocket would help us more. I think we'll do that because we can Dead Rebels for 2 mana effectively sometimes, so we'll play it a bit close to like that. I mean, I'm not 100% happy that that we're playing a 3-colour deck. I don't really like playing 3-colour decks. I prefer to play a 2-colour deck. But I mean, when you get a nice hand like that, you can't really argue with it. So we'll play that. This might be a better game for us. We'll play down the Azorius Guildgate. I feel like we don't even reveal that we're black to him. I like to do this. I like to not necessarily show what it's in my hand straight away. He's thinking white blue, probably not expecting a little bit of black to pop up, and if we can draw the Orzhov Guildgate's perfect because we can't actually play anything here, so we just get to play the Guild Mage and gain a life. Swing for 2. He now knows we're playing an Esper deck though. So that's we've now given that away. Bladebrand, we've just taken ours out. I don't rate that. It's a waste of mana what it's just done effectively. Here we've got options, and I think our best option is probably just to play Sphinx's Insight on his end step, so that's what we'll do this time. Swinging hard damage, we'll end the turn. I'm not too fussed about gaining the 2 life off the Sphinx's Insight there. I maybe should have, because he's done nothing and he's got 2 lands, so there we go. We've just drawn 3 cards before the start of our turn though, so that's nice. That's really nice. Probably got a kill spell in hand, but Grasping for All is almost guaranteed to win us the game, so let's play a little slower. Let's not be too hasty with the Grasping for All. And do we want another land in hand? No. Good game. He's only got 3 land, so I'm presuming he's been a bit mana screwed here. We're pretty good in hand right now. We can return creatures that he kills back to our hand, and we can kill anything he puts out, and we've got Grasping for All to basically win the game with. He might think that's a game to him. I hasten to disagree. He did manage to exile everything then, So we'll just go grasping for see what he's got to answer that with, I suppose. He's running out of life quite quickly. Unfortunately, if he hadn't have exiled our creatures there, we could have brought them back with dead revels, but never mind. It's not from a graveyard, my graveyard. I would say this is a good game to us still. I suppose he might have something that he can kill the grasping through with, but it's getting a little bit more unlikely, especially if he's going to dump his hand out like that and leave himself open. He can't have too much left. We may as well consign to the pit, the Pontiff. Or do we hold it in case he's got something particularly good? He can't block the Thrill actually, so we will hold it in case he's got something good. We've got a Summary of Judgment as well to clear up anything that he puts out. So I think this is game 2 to us at the moment. The Fireblade Ice, not particularly good either. He hasn't got any creatures with power 1 or less. And he probably doesn't want... Oh, huge error in judgment, I think, for him there. We can, when it attacks target creature and opponent, it's only 2/2. That's allowing him to deal damage to me or a Planeswalker, which we're not playing. And that's allowing him to make things indestructible, which he's going to do. So, goodbye to the Fireblade Artist. And we'll take 4 damage, but we're still at 20 life. He's on 5. Good game. Good game. Don't see much in his hand. If he plays anything, I can consign to the pit if it's really big. There we go. So first game down. I think the deck played a lot better that time. So I don't think the first game was... I think the first game was just a bit of a bad draw for us. I'd love to know everyone's thoughts on the mastery system, because I really don't like it. And yeah, we're doing alright at the moment. I think we're 1 win for 1 loss. Or 1 loss for 1 win, depending on how you want to look at that. With no white in hand. Do we mulligan that away? I think we do. And we play off that instead. And that's a much better hand. We've got basically the same hand. And I think we get rid of the... I think we get rid of the Senate Courier. But maybe we get rid of some other type here. It's not mortified that we get rid of. You don't get rid of your removal, and I think we need a creature, so... Bluff white blue. Got no reason to show him that we're Esper just yet. I suppose we didn't really get any of the massive reasons to play an Esper deck when we were picking, but we got some of them. A little unfortunate we haven't drawn Dovin, maybe. I'd have liked that. may as well pay the vigilance cost there. I'm not too fussed about playing this at instant speed. It'd be nice too, but like, this is why you see what he puts out first before we start playing cards. I'll let him in with that too. No blocks. And I think now we put vigilance on him. He'll block. We can cry at the Carnarium. We can mortify instead, actually, because he is going to kill us if we cry at the Carnarium after that. And now we can cry at the Carnarium freely. I would like him to put a little bit more of his hand out before we do that, and our hand is mostly land at the moment, so this game's... this will be a good cry at the Carnarium. No blocks. I want to get some creatures out. That was a mistake actually on my part. But again, lays into just letting him dump a bit more of his hand out. I don't really want the Guild Mage right now. I want something a bit better than that. I just scryed us to a land. That was a mistake, definitely. No attacks. I think we'll hold on the blockers this time. I forgot to use his ability to make him vigilant, so he'd have tapped there. I'm going to swing for 2 again, most likely. This time I will block, and the reason I block is because I'm planning to cry the Carnarium, and I should have probably still blocked with the Senate Courier there. It's possibly a mistake on my part. This is interesting because this is going to put a timer on the game, and then I'm going to cry the Carnarium. No, I shouldn't have killed the Senate Courier. I knew there was a reason I kept it alive then. Shouldn't have killed the Senate Courier because Cry the Carnarium doesn't kill it. Alright, thought he might do something like that, but that doesn't mean his afterlife tokens just got wiped out as well. So we had a full board clear, and I've got an inheritance on the field. Okay, play off that. He has got creatures. Flash flying creatures as well apparently, so that's not too good. Oh, Nez is grasping for all, so I think I might have been outplayed here. Oh, especially now we drew land. I will let him know that, always. It's going to take him a turn or 2 to kill us. If we can draw our grasping for all. Which I don't think we've played yet, we haven't. So if we can draw our grasping for all, we can even this game out a little. I haven't got any blockers though, so unfortunately we'll have to just take that damage. I think this may be a GG to him. But the Senate Courier may have just saved us, which is rather interesting. He squatters another turn. He's probably got an answer to it. He has. In which case, that's a good game. Back. That was unfortunate. We didn't perform in that game, definitely. Boost packs, he wins. What's everyone's favourite new cards out of M20 at the moment? Do you think there's anything that's going to have a huge impact on standard, or any drafting tips that you think are worth knowing? And alright, so we started with what looks like a reasonable hand. Smothering Tithe and a couple of Senate Couriers. The Smothering Tithe will give us access to that Orzhov Enforcer, especially if we can get out on curve. And there's a Sphinx's Insight. It's not too bad. It will allow us to draw in again, hopefully draw a swamp and get us on curve. Just need a land. We haven't seen the land. We will put out a Senate Courier though. Good blocker. Good blocker. It's definitely holding the start of these games for us at the moment with its 1-4. Presuming he's got something that allows him to kill it. So I'm not on a block. Don't want to waste that incidental removal. We had a 2-3 with reach. We did get that 4th mana there though. Gain the 2 life back that he just took off us. Give us some access to some creatures. Do want to try and get that Smothering Tithe out because it does start to pay. I'll block one. Let's get rid of his removal spells. He hasn't got a removal spell. Okay, so it's a nice play. So we draw no counters from now on then. I think this is the right play. Another big blocker and the Death Toucher, and we won't attack. I don't like playing this slow. Rhythm of the Wild's going to help him here. I'm going to play around that now. One more land would be nice, and I can potentially play like Smothering Tithe, Summary Judgment, or a Guild Mage. And of course he chose to kill the Death Toucher. We'll block here. He must have something in hand, so he's going to kill one of them. Yeah. Draw out a Gift of Strength to kill a Senate Courier. That's value, I think. Okay, we didn't get what I asked for there. Not particularly at all, so... We'll play Drake. Gives that Senate Courier a bit of power. Territorial Boar's going down now, so he's got to play some creatures rather than holding up his removal. I suppose he could try and hold up on a Gift of Strength. He's probably got one. He should have one. Do we go Senate Griffin? We need the land. We need the land so that we can go Smothering Tithe with a Senate Guild Mage. Or even Smothering Tithe and Summary Judgment. Most definitely Summary Judgment on that Sorrowform hybrid when it attacks in. Okay, I've been begging for the land and we've got a Guild Gate. So that's going to have to do. I don't think the Guild Mage is going to help us too much. That Senate Griffin will allow us to make sure we don't scry another land on our next turn though, which is definitely what we don't want to do. We've got 4-2s, now we're in a good position, so let's hold that up, because if he puts the counters on the Sorrowform hybrid, he will swing in, and then we can not. We still drew a land. We can now play Smothering Tide. And we could hold up the Summary Judgment there, I suppose. See if he attacks. He's probably going to attack, but actually I think we'll just get that out. I'm in for 7 here, because I think if I can hold up one blocker. Oh, I didn't see that he had reach on that. There we go. Mistakes were made. Oh, that was a huge mistake. I don't think that threw properly at all. At least we stopped the Sorrowform hybrid from adapting. We had to put down Ilgot Inheritance, which isn't great. So we could tap to gain some life here. What we can do actually is go Vigilant and swing in, at least get 1 damage off there. Start getting a little bit of incremental value. Smothering Tithe can get really annoying, especially if you've got like your big cards in hand and you can't play them because you're having to pay me to stop me getting treasures. I think we gain the incidental 2 life because we're not going to get anything from the draw a card here. We'll draw a card, we'll discard a card. I can't do anything about that. Titanic Brawl is a great card. Oh, land. It's a bit brutal. I should be attacking. I keep making the mistake of not giving him vigilance and passing through to the attack phase. So to be honest, I shouldn't be winning this game because I've made too many play mistakes. This has not been the best draft from me this evening at all. give it +1/+1 kind of haste. Yeah, I'd do the same. Swings. I had one last trick up my sleeve. This game's not quite over, but it is basically over. I can't survive another swing from him. No man up right now, draw land, because that's what's been happening, yep, and one final land, and give him the game because we got swamped. So we will just do as much damage as we can on the way out. Unfortunately, that's it. And that we have not done well in this draft at all. That's our third loss, so that's 3 losses. We only got 1 win there. Wasn't a spectacular play from us at all. It does happen. This is the whole point of the channel. I just want to show you don't always get 7 wins. You don't always get 3 wins. You don't always get 4. Sometimes you just bottom out like that. I felt like the draft was okay, and we had some okay cards. Definitely made a few play mistakes, which probably cost us games. So in that sense, it's definitely learning to think before you play. Make sure you read your cards and go over it that way. I hope everyone's enjoyed watching. I've been the author. This has been Real MTG Drafts. We'll claim the prize at the end as always and just open that pack. We'll also open that core 2020 pack that we got. So let's see what we draw anyway. Sphinx Insight and a rare. Spawn of Mayhem, that's not too bad, that's a mythic and a good one at that. Out of our M20 set. Ooh, Tectonic Rift. I used to like that. Inspired Charge has always been one of my favourite cards as well. It's like a very nostalgic Magic card for me. We drew a Cavalier of Dawn as well, so I can't complain at the 2 draws out of the packs there. Both mythics and both good ones. So again, thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, I know it's not been the most entertaining draft this evening, but if you've enjoyed it, leave us a follow, and we hope you join us next time. Thank you very much. I'm the author. We've been Real MTG Drafts. Catch you in a bit.